from KTVU, Fox 2, San Francisco, toxic levels of lead found in accessories at 2 retail chains.
New at 10 tonight, a new report says 2 retail chains are selling handbags, shoes, and other fashion accessories with...
Okay, so 2 retail chains are selling the accessories with lead in them. So shouldn't it be toxic levels of lead found in products manufactured by X company? But for whatever reason, they're going after the retailer.
Toxic levels of lead. KTVU's Jana Katsuyama spoke with the Center for Environmental Health that issued this report. So, Jana, what's their warning?
The Center for Environmental Health. That's who conducted this report. And before we even get started, we can already say they're probably lying about something and blaming the retailer in an effort to usher in more communism and not blaming the manufacturer who let the lead slip into the products. And I thought we did lead poisoning like 50 or 60 years ago. Like, oh, you got lead poisoning or the Black Plague or well, I guess measles are coming back because the lovely asylum seekers are bringing it to Chicago. Different story.
For consumers.
Well, Julie, they really wanted to raise awareness. This nonprofit, which is based in Oakland, says that they found lead in
a nonprofit environmental group based in Oakland found. Okay, that makes sense because as we know, plenty of businesses are fleeing the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland, California as a whole. It is just not worth the price of entry. But if your retailer stays, then you can be sure that somebody will find a problem with them, so they leave too.
Common name brands, and they found them in popular retail stores. People usually don't think of shopping as a health hazard, but a report by CEH, the Center for Environmental Health, this week announced that discount retail...
Hold on. The Center for Environmental Health. Never heard of it. First time they break news, it's to blame Ross for having lead in products that they're selling. And Ross... I've been to several Ross stores in the Bay Area, and while they're still there, they haven't closed yet, like Target and Whole Foods and Zara and North Face and Arc'teryx. I mean, the list goes on. There was a image that went viral a couple days ago about all the stores that have left San Francisco alone. That's not even including Oakland, the rest of the Bay Area, Los Angeles. Even in New York, this is happening. But Ross, they have, at least at the stores I've been to, they look like banks. It's like Fort Knox out there. They got security guards. They got tables. You got to get like buzzed in. They only let a certain number of people in the store at one particular time. And that's where a lot of, people just trying to get by, myself included, go to get cheap stuff. And I'll let you in on a little secret. One of the best things that Ross has is coffee pods, K-Cups. It's the cheapest place you could ever find, 100 pods of coffee. But now, this weirdo environmental NGO in Oakland is saying that place is poisonous to people.
Chains Ross and Burlington have been selling products with high levels of lead.
Ross and Burlington, one of I should say 2 of the staples of the urban middle class. There's no, that's poisonous. So right, you broke into Foot Locker, Target left, Zara, everything left. But what's left is still poison. This is crazy.
What we found is that handbags, belts.
What you found? Why were you even looking? Were people getting sick, or did you just go out of your way? Show me the man, I'll show you the crime. What were you even looking for? Center for Environmental Health. This is part of the commie takeover.
Wallets, shoes, whether they're leather or they're faux leather, right, disproportionately have high levels of lead.
Kizzy Charles.
And they love that. Oh, disproportionately. That's like one of their favorite things. Disproportionately.
Guzman is the chief executive officer of CEH. She says in 2011, CEH won a legal settlement against hundreds of retailers, requiring them to reduce lead levels in fashion accessories.
But why are they going after the retailers? I don't really know how it works, but I thought, Ross, you just go there and you could get some T-shirts or shoes from, a year or 2 ago for half the price. Why don't you go after the retailers? Did you go after those same products when they were in a different store before they didn't sell and made it to Ross?
The CEH report released this week says Ross and Burlington remain the worst offenders. CEH investigators went to 63 Ross stores and 15 Burlington stores across California, including more than 12 in the Bay Area.
Look, this is crazy, and I get it, the CEH, whatever, health commission, some weirdo commie bureaucracy, but really, is this really the problem? When you're talking about California, when you're talking about needles and poop and tents all over the place, when you're talking about open air drug markets, and you go out of your way to test a purse from Ross and tell us that it's poisonous, what is happening? These are the same people, right? So it's okay to shoot dope in the street, but you can't go to the grocery store without a mask, and the purse that you bought, the discount purse that you bought, might be dangerous to you.
Lab tests showed hundreds of their items under a wide range of brand names had lead levels above 300 parts per million compared to the Consumer Product Safety Commission's limit of 100 parts per million.
Oh, the Consumer Product Safety Commission. So the Environmental Health Agency or whatever. And these are at least two weirdo bureaucracies that are completely heavy-handed, pretending they're going to save you, and all they're doing is destroying everything.
For children's items.
We absolutely need safer standards. We absolutely need better regulations at the federal level. That is...
Yep. More regulations at the federal level. Just bring in more government and they're going to save you from the lead. What is this lady talking about? This is actually worse than I thought it was going to be.
It's a toxicant that has a tremendous impact on our body. It is especially harmful to children.
If you go to any of the stores in the city, you assume that they're safe, like their products are safe to buy.
I touch my handbag, the handles of my bags, and I touch my face, I touch my all kinds of stuff.
By law, California employers also have an obligation to protect their workers from lead.
Under Cal OSHA's regulations specifically, they have an obligation to be...
Another one. So there's, I don't even remember the names, the Environmental Agency, and then the California Workers Agency. And then, there's so much bureaucracy, and they wouldn't have a job if they just didn't keep creating problems in an effort to usher in communism.
Be aware of when lead exposures are happening, and then to conduct testing of their employees and their environments to make sure those lead exposures are controlled for.
Robert Moutry is an attorney with the California Chamber of Commerce. He says Cal OSHA just passed new, stricter lead regulations last month that apply to all workplaces, including retailers.
Under the prior regulation.
So right now, what we have in New York, you got, incredible violence in the subway, migrants, criminals. Oh, mental health. They always want to talk about mental health. It's like anytime a crime happens, it's because of mental health. It's like, dude, these people are criminals. Just get them out of here. I don't care if they're mentally ill. That aside, in New York, oh man, Eric Adams says that, the pizza places need to reduce their emissions, and Letitia James is going after a meatpacking plant for climate change, global warming, or whatever. So they're quite clearly telling you how to run your business. And then with California, that has a laundry list of problems, apparently the most important thing is to make sure that there are stricter regulations on lead in a discount purse. And why weren't you worried about the lead when it wasn't in the discount purse? When it was a full price purse, you didn't care then. We didn't hear a story about it then.
You had workers with exposure up to 50 micrograms of lead, and now you're dropping that down to 10 micrograms of lead.
And this guy's just talking in, his weirdo reptilian political language. 50 micromilligrams. Do you think anybody who works at any of these stores, do you think somebody who works at a Ross is worried about the micromilligrams worth of lead that's in the air? This is
over an 8-hour shift. So it's drastically lower.
This man has pure egghead syndrome. The ADL type of guy, like, I'm just gonna talk at you. It's completely false and phony. This is crazy. But if they didn't do this, they wouldn't have a job.
I did reach out to both Ross and Burlington, and tonight Ross sent us a statement that reads in part, at Ross, the health and safety of our customers and associates is of utmost importance. We have policies in place that require...
Okay, so yeah, Ross, put in a chat GPT reply to tell us we're trying to keep the people safe. And look, I'm going to bat for Ross, right? Like for $10 you can get like 100 coffee pods, and for $5 you can get like a decent t-shirt from 4 years ago.
Require suppliers to meet applicable product safety and labeling standards. If we learn of allegations that our products are not in compliance, we investigate and take prompt action. So far, we have
not in compliance with what? With some weirdo bureaucracy that picked a random. This is the same. Obviously not the exact same people, but the bureaucracy that created social distancing, which later admitted was completely arbitrary. They're creating the compliance levels for the lead in a discount purse at Ross, and they have to comply with that. This is absolute insanity.
Not received any response from Burlington. We have posted a link to the report on our website under web links. Julie?
Yeah, it's kind of scary when you think about it, especially if you really think about it for workers and for consumers. But really, if we look at our products, there's really no way you can look at something and tell if it has lead in it unless it's tested.
Yeah, exactly, because they know now that the goal is to scare the living daylights out of people, no matter how, right? Whether it's remember when monkeypox was a thing? That was super scary, and you should get vaccinated for that. But it doesn't only attack gay people, but gay people were boosted to the front of the line for getting attacked, and we're getting boosted to the front of the line for getting, immunized against monkeypox. That was a weird couple months, and they were speaking out both sides of that. I know I'm a little bit off track here, but this doesn't target gay people, but also they should be the first to get vaccinated. And then when a dog and some kids got it, we never heard about it again. So that's the same bureaucracy that knows that, fear pays somehow, some way. And just really quickly, if you do a quick YouTube search, not a Google, well, I guess a YouTube search is kind of a Google search, but if you do a search for San Francisco retailer, don't add crime, don't add closing, don't add anything like that, just San Francisco retailer, and you can see San Francisco faces major store closures. San Francisco mall closing amid city's changing economy. That is a dystopian democratic doublespeak euphemism if I've ever heard it. The changing economy? You mean when people stopped paying for stuff and started lifting anything that wasn't nailed down? That's how the economy changed? Target closing 3 Bay Area stores due to retail theft. Every store is closed in San Francisco downtown. That video has 1.7 million views, more than any of the mainstream. So there you have it. I think that's pretty much proof right there of the death of the mainstream media. Like these NBC, ABC, they're getting pumped by the algorithm. They show up first, and then this independent creator with his own thumbnail has Nomad Solo Traveler has 1.7 million views, and the time frames are similar: 5 months, 7 months, 9 months, and he's got almost 2 million views on that. Every store is closed in San Francisco downtown. Macy's stores closing. San Francisco stores install exit gates. San Francisco store tests new shopping method to prevent thefts. It just never stops. Here are all the changes coming to San Francisco Union Square retail scene. It just never ends. So if your favorite Bay Area store survived being shut down by the bureaucrats over the pandemic, it was so super scary, we were all going to die. They got through that. They boarded up. They got through the summer of love. They got through the smash and grabs. They got through everything. And then these weirdo bureaucrats come out and say, well, there's lead in the purse you were going to buy, so we need more federal action on that.